built in. So I have an invitation for all of you that I think you're really going to dig. So the invitation is for those who are energetically ready to align with your purpose, for those who are ready to regulate their nervous system, and to activate that it girl goddess code that you've got going on. It's also an invitation to give me 4 weeks with you to help you activate your future self right now. No more waiting, right? Because we can see all of this information in our chart, but we don't have to wait to become that person. We can actually activate that energy right now. This is for the woman, the one who wants to glow with clarity, who wants to walk with confidence and attract aligned opportunities effortlessly. And this invitation is also for the woman who is ready to clarify her purpose, to activate her finances, because we like that money flowing, and have authentic, loving relationships. So if you're feeling this vibe, any of these things fit you, drop a 1 in the chat. For those of you dropping a replay, give me some hallelujah hands. I will feel your energy. I will feel your energy. So here's the truth also about this invitation as well. You are the person, the woman, the queen who have tried all these strategies. You've tried structures. You've even tried I like to call them like your soft girl Sunday rituals, right? We know what we're talking about. We've all done it, but nothing is sticking, right? Nothing's sticking. And here's also the truth about it. It's not because it's lack of your effort, right? I know, you know, we all know, especially if you're here in this space, you are a woman who puts in the work on herself. So it's not about your lack of trying, right? It's not about that. But here's what it is about. You're out of energetic alignment. The only reason that you don't have every single thing that you want right now, that you're manifesting, that you're calling in your life, your career, your business, is because there's something that is energetically out of alignment. And let's be clear, there's a lack of energetic integrity. And who can dig what I'm talking about when I say a lack of energetic integrity? Because here's what that looks like. You're still at that job that you know doesn't serve you, underpaying you because you don't want to move on, because like the security and safety of the known is available, right? You are still in that relationship that doesn't serve you, still live in that city that no longer lights you up. You're still in that friendship that isn't no longer working out for you. That's what it looks like to be in energetic lack of energetic integrity. And we've all been there, me as well, when we've been completely out of alignment. And that's the truth. When we're out of alignment, when we're out of energetic integrity, there is no space for the thing that you want to come in. There just isn't any room because you haven't made the room. You have to clear the space. But here's what you do need to know about that. Your nervous system isn't regulated, and it's not your fault. It's not coming through because your nervous system isn't regulated. And we weren't taught. We were not taught how to regulate our nervous system. How many of you learned any of these modalities that we're sharing when you were younger, right? And if you did, kudos to the people in your life. But for most of us, these are things that we discovered well into adulthood. Any type of self-discovery modality like this to support us in regulating our nervous system. When our nervous systems are regulated, we feel safe to actually have, receive, and hold everything that we desire. And when it's not there, it's simply because your nervous system isn't regulated. Your confidence is still tied to your ego instead of your essence. I know I've been guilty of it as well. It can happen. And your ego has its place. It gets to be in the car. It just doesn't get to drive because your ego is rooted in the version of you that was 0 to 7 years old. So a lot of times we are moving through life, and I know y'all hearing what I'm saying. Your 7-year-old self is making decisions instead of your adult self, moving from the ego, because the ego shows up when it wants to protect us. The ego is a good thing. It does keep us safe. However, sometimes those big, audacious, beautiful dreams that you're calling in, they don't always feel safe because it requires and requests a version of you that you don't quite know yet, a version of yourself that you haven't met yet. So you may not feel comfortable stepping in. Your nervous system may not be regulated enough. All right. Your purpose feels buried under the noise of life. It's loud out here, y'all. We know. Drop a 1 in the chat if you know it's loud out here in the street. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of distraction. It's loud. There's so much noise. There's so much chatter. We're overly connected, which is a beautiful thing. But we have got to get back to energetic integrity. You have got to get back to the tools and support systems for you to hear you, especially the time that we're in right now with all of this technology and all of this connectivity. You have to be able to hear you. And my invitation is all about supporting you and getting that clarity on making sure no matter what noise and chatter is going on, you can always hear you. You can always follow your North Star. And something else you need to know, I know you're doing self-care because you're here in this community and it's cute. It looks real cute, but it's not transformational. We are constantly in ritual and ceremony all the time in our lives, every single day. Brushing your teeth, making meals, washing your hair. That's all rituals that you're doing. Netflixing and chilling, going to graduations, watching the Super Bowl. These are all ceremonies and rituals we're doing all the time. But the ceremonies and rituals, any self-care practice that you're doing, is it actually supporting your transformation? Because that's what our ancestors did ritual and ceremony for. That's what self-care looked like for them. It was to support transformation. So here's what I know that you're ready for. I know you're ready for body-led relationships with purpose and money. It's time to let the body lead and the mind follow. There's a lot of wisdom in the body. The body gets it. You want confidence that turns heads without even trying. And you want a luxuriously regulated nervous system. You want your nervous system to be regulated because that is the place that infinite possibilities exist when your nervous system is completely regulated. You want to have boundaries that feel like an anointing because, honey, when you're in a space, you're a blessing, right? When you have clear, beautiful, sexy, luxurious boundaries that are there before someone has crossed them, because there's a difference. There's a difference between setting a boundary once it's crossed versus being your living boundary, exuding that energy so that your boundary is not crossed. And that is available. That's a whole other energetic upgrade. And that's something I also learned later, and I love teaching it because there is a life where your boundaries do not get crossed because you are holding that energy because you are in energetic integrity. So that's what we're talking about here. And then you also want clarity that doesn't come from a planner. Who else is like me that if it ain't in your calendar, honey, it ain't happening. Calendars are beautiful. It does support clarity and making sure you stay on task, but we want the type of clarity that comes from your womb and your womb space, that inner knowing, that feminine energy that we all just have, that you know what you know. That's the movement that I'm talking about. I got some more truth for you too. So often I find, especially in community with my own self, with my friends as well, women often think that we need the business coaching and the money scripts and like all these networking events and like belonging to these high net worth communities to get what we need, to get access to what we need. Who knows what I'm talking about when I share that? Drop a one if you know what I'm talking about when I'm sharing that. But none of that is going to work if your soul is stuck in survival mode. And when you're stuck in survival mode, your nervous system is not regulated and it keeps you playing small with your gifts. And we're not here to do that. We got work to do, sis. So I've got the energetic upgrade here. This is my invitation for you. And I'm so over the moon about it, if you cannot tell. So you are invited to energetic integrity, a self-care alchemy experience. So this is a 4-week accelerator, y'all. Just 4 weeks. Be in and out. It's quick to energetically align with your purpose and regulate your nervous system to achieve your it girl goddess goals. Because I know you got some big girl goddess goals going. I know you do. So 4 weeks together, it's an accelerator to activate that energetic integrity that we're talking about. So this is not a frou-frou experience here. Like, we're not into frou-frou. If you know me, especially if you can tell, she likes to get to it, get the results. This is not just about bubble bath. The goddess bath is not a bubble bath, honey. That is an energetic, integrous upgrade. It is a healing modality. It is a manifestation portal. This is not about hustle. This is not what this experience is going to be. 4 weeks of like, oh my God, I got other things. Absolutely not. This is about energetic integrity. This is about regulating your nervous system. This is about embodiment. This is about energy. This is you recoded, rewired, and regulated, period.com. That's what this is about. So why me? Why now? Because I have lived this experience, y'all. For those of you who have been in the Goddess Bath community, you know my story that I've shared just about how the Goddess Bath community has come about. And we're going to go maybe about 5 minutes over. So if you're okay with giving me about 5 extra minutes of your time, would love that. If you have to go, totally understand, the replay will be out. But we're going to go about 5 minutes over. So I've lived it. When I was 7 years old, my mother was diagnosed bipolar, schizophrenic, multiple personality. That's a lot. And as you can imagine, my family dynamic flipped upside down, all around, inside out. It changed and shifted everything. Talk about having a dysregulated nervous system. Are you kidding me? My mother was institutionalized for mental illness at the age of 7. That absolutely changed everything about my life and the structure and dynamic and my safety net of what I knew to be true at 7 years old, right? Those formative years that we talked about, 0 to 7, when that ego is really keeping you safe. One of the nights after she came home from the hospital, she was on and off her medication. My dad wasn't home. It was just me and my mom. She comes into my bedroom. She pulled and dragged me out of bed, threw me in a tub of water, held me under. For her, what she was seeing in her illness was that there was something inhabiting her daughter that she needed to drown out. And for me, as a 7-year-old little girl, all I could see was my mother trying to kill me. All my confidence, feeling safe, feeling secure, everything that I knew about myself to be true at that moment shattered and broke down into a million different pieces. And it took me many, 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 many years to put myself back together, to learn how to regulate my nervous system, to feel safe because my home was no longer safe. Can you imagine being 7 and your foundation being rocked to the core? And I know some of you can relate to that. I know some of you have similar stories where you've grown up where you were placed in situations where your nervous system was rocked and it's taking you a long time. And maybe some of you have not even found out how to be able to regulate your nervous system still to this point. So everything that I'm teaching you, I've lived it. I've gone on to be able to create a 6-figure business in climbing. I am in major film and television shows. Those were my dreams since I was a child. I've manifested the love of my life. I have incredible, incredible relationships. My mother and I's relationship is finally the most tolerable place that it's been in because I'm able to effectively communicate and regulate my own nervous system and be responsible for me and my beingness through the processes that I'm going to teach you here in this experience. So I've lived it through and through, and I'm here with you. So I understand where you are. I understand where you are. And one thing I'll say too is like birds of a feather, we don't just flock together, we fly together. And so this invitation is for us to fly and flock together, regulate so we can create. So here's what you get inside of the accelerator. Nervous system regulation. Hello, that's what we after because that is what allows us to get the thing that we want. You're going to learn my signature system. So you've been doing a small component of it, the soul mapping here. So we'll be doing more soul mapping together during the 4 weeks. Goddess Bath, of course. I'm going to teach you the actual process to manifest. And also I'm going to teach you my signature process, the art method, which is awareness, ritual, and transformation. There's a Goddess Bath recipe book that you get access to, a private portal to access all the content, inner child and shadow integration. There is no nervous system regulation going on, queens, without this. For those of you who have been inside any of my inner child or shadow workshops, y'all know how deep we go and how quickly that stuff gets removed and integrated. We have 5 live calls together. We do boundary setting practices. Remember, like holding that energy, those boundaries, so they don't even get crossed in the first place. There's recorded meditations and vocal activations in your portal for you to access when you need, when we're not meeting. I teach you my manifestation list secrets, how to manifest super hyper speed fast and vision crafting. And then there's bonus guest expert sessions as well. We're doing integration practices to rewire your reality. And then after the 4 weeks, you get 3 months access to the content portal. So all of the live calls are going to be loaded. There's also already content in the portal that you'll have access to. So you'll be able to continue to use that for 3 months after the 4 weeks that we are together. So the details are we would start July 10th through July 31st. We're 4 weeks together. We'd meet on Thursdays at 5 to 6:30 p.m. So just 90 minutes on Thursdays. The replays will be recorded. The welcome ceremony will be on Tuesday, July 8th. So the Tuesday after 4th of July will be our welcome ceremony to get us all kicked off. 5 live calls, and then you have your 3-month access to the content portal after. So bonus enrollment for those who decide to join today, you are going to receive a physical handwritten letter from me with a personally channeled mantra. For those of you who follow me on social and are on the email list, you know I just got back from Peru. I spent a week in the jungle sitting personally with a shaman, going through 3 ayahuasca ceremonies. I am channeling like crazy right now, y'all. Like I feel like I got a direct line with the ancestors and things are just moving. So I will do a personally channeled handwritten mantra for you, for those of you who come in today, the first 3. An extra bonus enrollment for those who come in today, our Sacred Sisters special pricing for the first 3 to enroll today. I have a special price just for you for saying yes and moving quickly to join. And I'm just going to quickly talk about the value and investment. Drop a 1 in the chat if you know that value and investment are 2 different things. Because I'm going to share what the value of everything that you're getting and then what the investment is. All right, I'm seeing it come through the chat. So the value is like what all of this is valued at together. I have done all of these things separately, and I charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for these things separately, inside and outside of the community. So if I were to break all of this down and do all of these things separately that you're getting, this is everything that you're going to get in these 4 weeks, plus the 3 months of the bonus content that you get access to. If I would have put all of that together at cost, we're looking at a $9,999 value. However, that's not what the investment is going to be today. For those of you who are ready to join live today, right now, you get all those bonuses. You're going to get access to all of that for just $1,111. And we do have payment plans if you need it. For those of you who are interested and you're ready to hop on and you want to take advantage of these bonuses, you want to take advantage of the lowest price point it is going to be. This is the lowest investment that you can get in on. And as I mentioned at the top of the call, this is the last time I'm doing this because I'm going to grad school. I don't know what the offerings are going to be for next year. This is the last time I'm offering this. So if this resonates with you, this is it, sis. Hop on this. Uh-oh. Went the wrong way. There we go. So for those of you who are going to wait a little bit, we have early bird that starts tomorrow. The price will go up to $15555. We do have payment plans for that as well. And that will be the price until Sunday. And then Sunday, the price will go up again. So this is the invitation. This is the opportunity. I would love to play with you all of July and support you in this energetic integrity upgrade.